Well, I see a lot of PlayStation fans have been quite upset with the Sony CEO as of late. He inked that deal with rival Microsoft for their cloud services going into the future, but then he had the audacity to say that console gaming is niche. Man, PlayStation fans definitely didn't want to hear that one, huh? What's going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. Hope everybody's having a great day wherever you are. You know what? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more content. I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, so PlayStation fans, not exactly the happiest bunch right now with the Sony CEO Yoshida making a deal with Microsoft to help them with cloud gaming. But then he had to go and utter those words that console gaming is niche, which is something you would expect to hear from perhaps Phil Spencer or Satya Nadella of Microsoft. I mean, it more goes into their broad ambitions of what they're doing, how console is just one aspect of the Xbox brand, and that they want to really go after the billions of gamers out there. But really, is Yoshida wrong for saying that console gaming is niche? It's an incredibly weird statement coming for him, but I think he is 100% right. It's just odd that the Sony CEO is basically calling the breadwinner, PlayStation, a niche product. Think about it. Sony has basically been benefiting from the PlayStation division. It's the one division that has been making PlayStation money hand over fist. It has been dominating gaming for, well, as long as PlayStation has come out. The PS1, the PS2, sure, the PS3 lost a lot of the user base and definitely a lot of the profits of the PS2 era. But man, the PlayStation 4 almost had 100 million, making profit like it's nobody's business, basically saving Sony as a whole. And then the CEO comes out and says, you know what? It's really a niche thing. So what exactly is all this going on, right? So he had an investors meeting talking about Microsoft's relationship with them and what they want to do with cloud streaming. He even talks about the challenges they have had to overcome and try to meet running PlayStation Now for the past 5 years. Stuff like network latency, the encoding process, compression. There's a whole bunch of challenges that they need the technology for to try to minimize eventually going forward, and that's something that Microsoft Azure servers can help out in the future. But of course, the real quote that people are looking to is, man, did he really say console gaming is niche? Not on my watch. Not on my watch. I will not stand for the slander of PlayStation Nation, right? He basically said that if you take a look at the game industry as a whole, the console market is not a major market. Rather, it's a niche market, if you will. Now, what he's saying there is 100% true. The console market roughly has about, 250 million users, and it's been like that for the previous 3 or 4 generations. There's a set limit to it. And ever since the introduction of smartphones, you can add the PC, it's exploded. Mobile gaming is a huge thing. PC gaming is a huge thing. The console gaming, while at one point might have been the entire market, it is no longer so. It's not the entire market. It is a section of a market. It is a specialized small section of the entire market, which by definition actually means it's niche. But there's no reason to get upset, PlayStation fans or Xbox fans, right? This doesn't being a niche product isn't a bad thing. It's just a specialized market segment. And PlayStation's going to keep on doing what you want them to do. They're going to keep on making those PlayStation exclusives, those cinematic AAA bangers that you love. There'll be a God of War 2, there'll be a Horizon Zero Dawn 2, there will be a Spider-Man 2, a Days Gone 2, there'll be new IPs from the likes of Naughty Dog and Sucker Punch, and everything that you want, you will get. But of course, it may not just only be on the PlayStation 5, because Sony has its eyes set on those 2 billion users. They want to reach them. And while yes, the PlayStation family has been incredibly successful, especially the PlayStation 4, these companies are always planning and looking towards the future. You know, even in their investor relations slides, they talk about PlayStation Now. They talk about how in the medium term rather, they want to maximize their off-console opportunity, which means they want people to play their games, buy their games, whether or not they own a PlayStation product or not. And in the long term, you know, SIE, they believe in gamer choice. PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 only had CDs and DVDs to buy the product. The PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, you could buy a Blu-ray physical game, you could digitally download something. And in next gen, of course, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 6, presumably, it's Blu-ray, it's download, and it's streaming. This is all just taken right from Sony's slides from their investor relations day. So they see streaming in addition to downloads and Blu-ray. It only makes sense. You have big competitors entering the market: Google, Amazon, Microsoft gearing up their cloud initiative to tackle the bigger market, to move beyond the niche console market. And when I say that, that's not really me speaking, even though it's true. That's exactly what Yoshida said. That console gaming is a niche market. He even goes on to say, well, not him particularly, but in this slide, the role of streaming next gen. Their vision. A massively enhanced PlayStation community where enriched and shared PlayStation experiences can be seamlessly enjoyed independent of time and place, with or without a console. And that's the whole point we're getting at here. That's the whole point. Yoshida says console gaming is niche. They want to go after more users. There's been job listings about PlayStation everywhere. This memorandum signing with Microsoft for future cloud streaming technology. The idea that, you know, it used to be digital and disc, but now streaming enters into the equation. Sony, like any good business, is looking towards the future. And you shouldn't be upset about this, because like I said, the games are going to come from Sony. What you want from them, those great exclusives, will continue to come. The only thing that might eventually change is you might be able to play those games on your mobile device. You might be able to stream those games to your PC, which PlayStation Now already does. But if Sony really wants to compete in the streaming solution, they're probably going to have their big first-party games playable on mobile and PC day one, the same day they're available for digital download and disc. Now, I'm not saying they'll be included in a subscription service like Xbox Game Pass or anything like that. But I think eventually, not saying at the launch of the PlayStation 5, but eventually next gen, when God of War 2 comes out, you'll be able to play it and enjoy it on your PS5 with the best image quality, the best resolution, the best frame rate. It'll be the best place to play PlayStation exclusives. But like they say here in this slide, they're going to be selling it to people with or without a console. Just like Google, just like Microsoft will, just like all these other big tech companies. You got to match them so people will be able to enjoy God of War 2 also on their mobile phone, maybe streaming on their PC. That is the future. That is why they're talking about other stuff. That is why they're signing these deals with Microsoft now. That's why he's talking about console gaming being a niche. It's not a bad thing. It's just an additional thing. So as a PlayStation gamer, you'll be able to enjoy your PlayStation games wherever you are. And more people will be able to enjoy them because they won't have to necessarily buy the hardware to enjoy the experiences. Don't you want to see stuff like Uncharted and God of War and Detroit Become Human become even more successful than they are? I mean, God of War is at 10 million right now. Wouldn't it be great if it was at 15 million and more people got to play that incredible masterpiece? That is what I see happening. So don't be upset at Yoshida saying console gaming is niche. He's just speaking the truth as it pertains to the entire console gaming market. It is just a segment of it, and they're always looking towards the future and making sure their business is sound, making sure that PlayStation will always deliver the profits it needs to deliver. And this is just one avenue of that. So don't be mad, PlayStation fans. Be glad, because Sony's still going to do exactly what you want. Make great hardware and make great exclusive games. The only difference now is that somebody on mobile phone, perhaps somebody on PC, might be able to enjoy God of War 2 at the same time as you, while you're enjoying it on the PlayStation 5. Anyways, guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel for new content if you're new. Share this out on social media. Tell a friend about the channel. All that good stuff. I'd appreciate it. And if you want to be notified immediately when I upload new content, hit that notification bell. It's really important. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.